Let's dive into a story that has it all: a shocking crime, a high-profile victim, and a media storm that swept across the nation. This is the kind of case that instantly grabs headlines and refuses to let go, drawing in everyone from seasoned journalists to everyday people scrolling through their phones. The tension was palpable and the stakes couldn't have been higher. At the center of it all was a government official who seemed to treat the unfolding crisis like a race for social media dominance, rather than a moment demanding careful leadership and discretion. The assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at a Utah college sent shockwaves through the country. The news broke late at night, and within hours, the story was everywhere, on TV, online, and in hushed conversations across campuses and communities. Law enforcement agencies suddenly found themselves under a microscope, with every move scrutinized by a public desperate for answers. The FBI and Utah authorities responded with a massive manhunt, mobilizing resources and coordinating search efforts on an unprecedented scale. Updates came in by the minute, and the public was glued to their screens, anxiously awaiting any sign of progress. In the midst of this frenzy, what everyone hoped for was calm, steady leadership. Someone who could reassure the public, guide the investigation, and keep the facts straight. But instead, the FBI director, Kash Patel, made a series of missteps that quickly turned the investigation into a public relations disaster. His actions would only add fuel to the fire. With the killer still at large and the investigation far from over, Patel took to X, formerly known as Twitter, to prematurely announce that the suspect was already in custody. The message spread like wildfire, instantly picked up by news outlets and social media users alike. Instead of bringing relief, his announcement only deepened the confusion and chaos. People didn't know what to believe, and trust in the authorities began to erode as the truth became harder to find. Patel's tweet claimed the suspect was caught, except he wasn't. In a matter of minutes, that message spread like wildfire across social media, amplified by retweets and news alerts. People everywhere began to believe the case was closed, even though the reality was far more complicated. At the same time, Utah's governor told the press the killer was still on the loose. The contradiction between official statements and viral tweets created a wave of uncertainty, leaving both the public and the press scrambling for answers. The public was left bewildered, unsure who to believe. Conflicting reports flooded timelines and news feeds, fueling anxiety and speculation. In the digital age, information moves faster than ever, but clarity often lags behind. The two men detained were quickly released, and Patel had to issue a quiet correction. But by then, the damage was done. Misinformation had already taken root, and the truth struggled to catch up. This blunder eroded trust and made the FBI look amateurish. The public's confidence in law enforcement and the media took a hit, as people questioned how such a mistake could happen in the first place. News outlets scrambled to retract their stories, and investigators on the ground faced even more chaos. Journalists rushed to verify facts, while police tried to regain control of the narrative amid growing confusion. Patel and his deputy flew to Utah, but it felt more like damage control than leadership. Their arrival was met with skepticism, as local officials and the public wondered if the situation could have been handled better from the start. The episode showed the dangers of prioritizing speed over accuracy in the age of instant information. In a world where news breaks in seconds, a single error can spiral out of control, leaving lasting consequences for everyone involved. While leadership fumbled, real investigators pressed on, ignoring the noise. FBI agents and local police methodically combed through evidence, followed leads, and analyzed security footage. Their professionalism stood in stark contrast to the chaos above. They released suspect photos to the public, a standard move but now crucial to regaining control. Just one day after Patel's blunder, their disciplined work led to the arrest of the real suspect, Tyler Robinson. This wasn't luck or a hasty guess, it was the result of careful, collaborative police work. The quiet professionals on the ground saved the investigation. The turning point in the investigation came from an unexpected source. A concerned father who, like so many others, was following the case closely. He had been watching the news, scanning every update, and hoping for a breakthrough. When he saw the suspect's photo flash across his screen, something deep inside told him he recognized the face. It was a moment of instinct, a gut feeling that he simply couldn't ignore. Trusting his intuition, he picked up the phone and called in a tip to the police. That single act of courage and responsibility helped law enforcement close in on Robinson, bringing them closer to solving the case. His willingness to get involved made all the difference, showing how ordinary people can play extraordinary roles in the pursuit of justice. This act of civic duty was a powerful reminder that investigations often rely on the vigilance and participation of the public just as much as the expertise of professionals. Community members, when they step forward, can provide crucial information that might otherwise go unnoticed. The father's story also highlights the value of patience and trust in the investigative process, qualities that are often overlooked or even undermined in today's fast-paced, social media-driven world. Waiting for facts to emerge and allowing authorities to do their work can be difficult, but it is essential for real justice. Rushing to judgment, as we saw throughout this case, only creates confusion and chaos. The pressure to react instantly, fueled by online outrage and speculation, can cloud the truth and hinder real progress. The Charlie Kirk case stands as a cautionary tale. Real justice requires competence, diligence, and above all, time. It cannot be achieved through performative speed or by giving in to the loudest voices online. When crisis hits, we should demand careful, thorough work from those seeking the truth, not just the fastest tweet or the quickest headline. Only then can we hope for justice that truly serves everyone.